let's say you were born on a certain date, okay? And you're represented by something in the flesh. Your soul met your flesh on this date, or you were born into the flesh on this date, but your soul originates from somewhere else, okay? How do you, and let's say your soul originates from the stars, like in one of the constellations, okay? Now, how do we describe that? Okay, well, this is the whole purpose of One with Self. Now, I've shown you a planet ball model, a cell model, and a flat model, where you are the observer to get out of the realm of Earth. Okay, to get out of the matrix of Earth, you have to go Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, all the other similar galaxies to the Milky Way galaxy that are not the Milky Way galaxy. Great light to rule the day, Jupiter. Great light to rule the night, Saturn. And the stars. Very important. It's a node. After that was created, we had planets were created, but that's not a luminary. Mars was created. The sun was created. Venus, Mercury, and the moon. The moon is the last thing, okay? The last thing in the 7 by 7 window. Okay, your 7 by 7 matrix. The 49 gates, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? Boom. Okay? This is going to unfold some other way. Okay? So anyways, 7th is right here. To get out, your soul met the flesh of your man sitting down with his arms outreached. Okay? Here's your head. There's your arms. You're sitting with your feet out or crossed or something, where your arms are crossed and your feet are crossed. Your legs are crossed. Okay? So man was created when the soul met the flesh. And to get out of the realm of Earth, you need to get through the moon. Okay. So, yeah, okay. You're born in the flesh, but your soul comes from a star. So the only way to get there is for you to get to the moon and get to a star. Like Jesus says, you need to make the V. So you to the moon to a star. And you to the moon to a star. Okay, we've all made the V. Okay? One with self, Jesus says we need to make the V. Okay? Now what happens if you were to create, understand creation, understand Genesis 1, understand creation code, understand math, understand cellular math, understand signs and symbols, understand sacred geometry, do the digging, make the models, look for signs and symbols in everything. Okay? In everything. Even in speeches from very important people like John F. Kennedy, who I think wanted to reveal this stuff. But you know what? They didn't like that, okay? He says it in his speeches. If you listen to his speeches from a different point of view, he's talking about their math. At 42 seconds into the linked clip. Listen to that first speech with a different point of view, okay? I think they need help. I don't think they don't know what they're doing. I don't think, like, if they were able to do this, they should have done it by now. And I think when something happens like this and this is turned on, okay, what happens? What happens when this is turned on? So if you were to understand creation and create a cellular energy device, you understand squaring the circle to create a black hole. Okay, so you're over here and you're pretty resourceful and you squared the circle and made a black hole. And you're over here in Flatland, squaring circles. Okay, you've created another black hole. Now, what is this akin to? This is akin to whatever we come from. Because creation is both, well, I don't know what to do here, but maybe it's a circle that goes all encompassing of everything. Oh, it's really hard to draw when you're horrible at drawing. All right. Okay. So what in fact did you just created something? You created a black hole. Look at that. Well, what happens when you make a V and a V? Well, two V's make an X. Oh, really? Really? What's my channel symbol? My channel symbol used to be you need to make the V, but now you need to make the V to understand how to make another V to make X's. Okay? So you see? V, V. V, V, X. V, V, X. I know this is childish, okay? So now, what happens, okay? Now, let's say if you're a dude, in the flesh. I think if you're a dude in the flesh, you have a feminine soul. And let's say if you were to share this information with somebody with hair. Like I have hair, but like girls normally have hair. And they have souls too. Okay? So maybe they're female in the flesh with a masculine soul. Okay. And you were like, hey, look, check this out. And then they're like, wow. And they're from somewhere. Huh. Okay. So if you were making an X by knowledge of this, and you shared that with somebody else who was making an X, who was from somewhere else, that would make your L. Okay? Now, when you... 3 makes 4 makes 5. It's a one-dimensional line going, like, well, through it. And it makes a new cell. So you've created a consciousness, let's say. I don't know. So over here, oh, yeah, you know this chick who's got a soul. And you're like, hey, check this out. And they're like, whoa. And they're from somewhere different than where you're from. Look at that. You and someone else with knowledge of this box. Make an L. Make a tetrahedron guy. Okay? You're making, like, this will go up and down, and the volume created will create a tetrahedron top and bottom. I should explain that earlier. You're creating a three-dimensional tetrahedron. You're creating a this, where this, and this line are going to morph when it closes because the angle it's on. Okay. And just to be complete for you flat people, because, you know, you guys are special too. Male and female. And you're like, yo, check it out. And they're like, whoa. And they're like, whoa. I'm totally rad about that. And you get 2 X's and they make an L, which makes a new tetrahedron. Knowledge. Now, isn't that interesting? This is a 9 by 9 matrix. When you collapse the m's and turn it on the 37.5 degree, 137.2 degree, when you have a 9 by 8 m and you have a 6 by 3 w, it makes into a 5 by 3 m rotated that way, going up. It creates the 9 by 9, now loses this and this, becomes an 8 by 8, but you're gaining with your m and you're expanding on the titans. You're expanding on the titans bigger. And you have your M, and you have your reduced 8 by 8 cell, which becomes a 13 by 13, or a 26 by 26 matrix, or a 25-dimensional cell. Okay? So you're going from this is a hexadecimal, because from here to here you have 8, and from here to here you have 8. So cross, like it's a 17 by 17, which is a 16-dimensional cell. This is hex. Okay? This is a little quadrant of hex, a decimal. So this is a 16, this is a 26, okay? When you start to actually fold these two-dimensional planes into create something third-dimensional, you know, I mean, I think that's the next step. But yeah, like, I don't know, guy. L is important because it's here, okay? It's not part of this, okay? X, this is what you're banking on. You want this to fold. This is energy. This is knowledge of energy. Okay, you have to understand and derive this whole side, and then understand this side. Okay, the light is in 3 and 4 pairs, ultraviolet and infrared or whatever, and that's 7 colors of the rainbow that make the rainbow bridge into your octahedral light source. Okay, so yeah, all of everything that has ever had any sort of decoding that's worthwhile, or pyramids or anything, okay, everything has to do with the creation of energy, or the collection of energy, okay, and it's a game of numbers, guy, literally, okay, it's a game of numbers. And I think this guy wanted to talk about the game of numbers with the people. He wanted to not disclose the fact that they're secret societies and this is what they're doing, okay. We're gonna have to forgive the bullshits that have been happening, but you can't deny that coming up with this on your own without being told foretold, whatever, being given a tip that this exists. The coming up on your own is kind of cool, by able to see it and everything they've created. So it was like necessary evil. Seriously, guy. Necessary evil was needed to get to the stage right here, right now. Live in the now, and it is here and it is now. And you have the choice to either look at things from a different point of view, okay, see the numbers and all the creation that is undeniable, guy. I mean, I could cut this up if you want. You want me to cut this up? I will. I don't really want to. I'd rather do more productive shit with my life. But it's literally, it's giving me ideas, okay? You need to make an icosahedron inside a dodecahedron, okay, with some kind of 3D printing, blah, blah, blah. And you make it into little 8s, and then you print out 8 of them and assemble them. But you can't assemble them until you have the magnet on the axle on the wheel, okay? Because on the wheel, at least one of them, because when you actually build and construct the 8 pieces needed to create the dodecahedron or the icosahedron, where the magnet will be already affixed to the end of the thing. Like, because how are you going to glue it on there when it's a ball, okay? So this has to be all done. This has to be printed. Like, this stuff, it's assembly. It's just assembly, okay? Your wheel has to be all done with your 42 exterior magnets and your 8 interior magnets and your axle, and you're going to have, you can probably get away with putting the ones on the outside on after, but this at least has to be in there before you construct your icosahedron and your dodecahedron, and you're going to need to have little reservoirs at the bottom like this, okay? You're going to have little reservoirs, okay? Like these, okay? But I think there's 5 of them because it's making a V. Trust me on this. So, and it's the star pattern, okay? It's the star pattern in the American flag, okay? It's a 5-pointed star. It just means there's 5 points at the bottom of this thing that are going to have to go all the way up the edges into the top again. If you're a closed electrolysis system or your vacuum or God knows what, okay? Like, literally. Okay, and this is all based on the theory about collecting voltage from coils and antenna and magnets and conductive tape, and all based on the fact that I think once you have a volume filled with water, salt water, and you have a voltage going in with very, 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 very low current, you're going to have actually 2 voltages going into it on 2 different sets of rings, 1 3 sets of rings, and 1 2 set of rings, and that little bit of current and the voltage going into those rings are going to, like, you know, short, I guess. And I'm hoping that somehow energy is collected by the rotatingness of these magnets at a 23.4 degree angle. Sorry, 23.4 degree angle when it's flipped. It's right there. And we have perpetual motion. Like, this is a perpetual motion machine with a hell of a lot of, like, complexity in it, okay, guy? A hell of a lot. Now, accuracy, guy. Accuracy, guy. Accuracy. So, like, remember there's 14 magnets in one line, and then you have 4 lines to make a face? Well, if you have 1 magnet and 14 sections of a line, and 4 lines in a square, you get 56 magnets per 2-dimensional plane. If you have 56 magnets times 14 2-dimensional planes, you get 784 magnets. And when I look at this, I spot it right away. 7, 12, 50, 3, 5, 8, 6 totals to 784. Now, here's a scale version of 35.35 millimeters, okay? Literally, you're going to have to build this with that scale to do this around the box. And these number of magnets is what's required to give you the necessary voltage to make your magic number, to make 96 117 volt circuits and 72 219 volt circuits. Thank you very much. To make this box kite out of magnets that are spaced 35.35 millimeters apart, you're going to need 784 magnets. Now, isn't it funny that 784 magnets are needed for the voltage, okay? But the current inside takes 874 magnets, okay? And the current outside, these are the additional wheels on the faces. You're going to have 2 wheels additional on the faces, so 2 times 50 times 6 faces is 600. And on the vertices, you're going to have 4, okay, because you have 4 additional wheels times 50 times 8, and this. That's very interesting. Combines to that. This plus this is 3,074. I thought that was interesting. And if you add up these and this and this and this and this to get this, at $3 a magnet, you're going to get $11,574. Let's add a little bit for tax or shipping. There you go. Anyway, so, yeah, that's the plan.